Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Chaile Time. Toby, how are you?
Well, Chaile, I believe you, and yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
How was your week? I believe you had an interesting case with companies laying charges, but companies don't pitching up. What's that about?
You know, that one is a struggle because you will find that you are booked for 3 hearings in one day. It's scheduled like 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. Then you start with the 10 o'clock. They can't prove the case. Now they find that, no, but this one is the one leading the case. We're trying to find the initiator. The initiator is not around. Please give us 10 minutes. They run around, look for the initiator. Come back. Can we cancel this one? Because we can't find the initiator. Then it goes back to the question, how did you investigate? Remember, we say you must firstly investigate. After you are satisfied with your investigation, then you call someone into a hearing with all the facts, evidence, proof, witnesses. You line up everyone to come in. But now, you're quick to charge, but on the day of the hearing, you don't even have an initiator to come and lead the case.
You know, Chaile, what happens a lot, and after so many years, we see this in the labor law field that when things goes wrong, you know what, now, it's mostly not a legal thing. It's mostly a relationship thing. Labor relations is a relationship. You know, and we as humans, we are social beings and we are hierarchical beings. In other words, you know, we humans want to exert power over others. Humans are just like that, and that's also manifested in the work environment. So what you will find is, you know, a lot of times people are put in hearings, not because they really did something wrong, because it's a personal thing. It is, I don't like you, you see. So then what happens in this case is like yours now, man. There's no investigation to start off with. You're asking why was the investigation done? There was no investigation. It's a personal thing. So the manager are now embarrassed, or the initiator or the company representative, because there's no case. So now that in your case now, it is a bit extreme because normally they will still pitch, but in your case they don't even pitch. Because there was no case to start off with. It's a personal power display.
Actually, you are right. Can I use the word moor here?
But you just did.
Okay. The other guy claimed that the other one moored him.
I think we need to put the age restriction on this thing. Like PG-18 or something.
No. I'm just going to use in this context because I need to use that word. I can't say assault. I want to say one person accused the other one of mooring him. But now, it was in a canteen where everyone is eating. So they were fighting for bus tickets. As apparently the companies every week gives their employee bus tickets, but there's someone who comes in and issue those bus tickets.
Yeah.
But before you can be issued with a bus ticket, you must fill in a register. So now this guy didn't want to go and fill in the register. He wanted to take the bus ticket from the one who was supplying them. And then it went out of hand. This one is telling me, but go and sign the register first, then I'll give you a ticket. This one is like, no, you are a small boy. What? I'll moor you. This one claimed that this one moored him. But inside that, I think there were like 20, 30 people around. No one came forth to come and testify. So now it goes back to the thing that you say. It's a relationship thing. Now, the other guys are scared to come and say, yeah, but I saw him doing it. So I couldn't find him guilty. Okay. Because it's he said, I said. It's two people now against each other. Even the initiator of the hearing didn't know how to lead that case because he said, no, let's call this guy and then he must explain what happened.
Yeah.
This guy explained and this one said, no, deny. I didn't do it. Why would I do that? So it's his word against the other one.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, one guy will steal, it's the trust is tarnished. Another guy will steal, there's no problem. It's a relationship thing.
Yeah, but it's giving you as a chairperson now, I think they're wasting time. Yes, they're paying, but I think you must invest also in training.
Let's say you must try retrenchments. The method of election when it comes to who to retrench. Is it operational requirements or who we like or don't like? Anyway, that's now a different thing. Listen, we're talking. I'm staring now, you see. I'm seeing too much of this stuff.
Yeah, so it really, it's a struggle. Because at a later stage, same day, I had to get two hearings cancelled because now
There's no initiator.
there's no initiator. But the charges are there. 2 days down the line, there's an initiator. The key witness comes in and say, yeah, there is a document that the gentleman signed. I think he was working with scaffoldings. And the gentleman said, no, I followed all the protocols. I think they put, after they pack, they build the scaffolding, they put green text to show that it's safe to do so. So someone removed the green text and put the red text, and people used it. And with red text, it shows that it's danger. It's not ready to be used. So, but people used it anyway. So this lady comes in and say, yeah, the safety officer came to complain, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, can you give me the report from the safety officer with this guy's signature showing that he's the one who gave it a thumbs up, although it was on red stickers. Yeah, no, I'm still going to look for it. To date, I'm still waiting for that document.
Anyway.
So it's really a problem. I think you must invest in training and explain to people that.
Yeah, we do training. We do a lot of training.
No, but with that specific client.
We are training. We've discussed, we've agreed in principle to training. We're just waiting for the dates. So hopefully before the end of the year, that specific company, we will receive training.
Okay, please.
Yeah. If you need training, I do offer 2-day workshops from 9 to 4 per day. It is brilliant. It's good. You're going to enjoy it. I teach you how to initiate, how to chair hearings, how to go through dismissal laws, the laws of evidence, and I give you 20 years of practical experience. And I also teach on the dark arts of labor law, the things you shouldn't tell. If the commissioners find out, they will chase me away. You know those things, all the devious stuff.
The tricks. The tricks of the trade. The tricks.
So yeah, book us and we'll do the training. But Tsepo, today we talk to employees.
Yes.
Employees again.
Now, I don't know if I must jump to that other one with drivers. Or we're going to save it for later?
No, we'll save that one for a bit later. We'll talk about Section 73A today.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who may not know, in 2020, the Basic Conditions of Employment Act was amended to allow now, or to provide now, for a Section 73A dispute. The Section 73A dispute basically is a dispute that if your employer owes you money, whether it is salary or overtime, Sunday time, in the context of any legislation or a contract of employment, it's very easy. And also this option is only available to those earning below the earnings threshold. So if you earn above that, then you can't go tip light bulb. You just tell us quickly about that case. Now remember what I'm saying here. This option is only available to those earning below the threshold. The threshold currently, I believe it's 20,000 Rand and 92 Rand a month. So if you earn below that and your employer owes you leave pay, go to the CCMA, not the bargaining council, only the CCMA. Very quick, very easy. You know what is nice? The employer can't even, or not you either, you can't object against the con-op process.
Yeah,
so there's no objection and it's only conciliation and you draw out the process and later you have arbitration. It's quick, man. It's quick to get your money. But Tsepo, there was an example of a case whereby one of our clients got sued by the employee. The company owed her leave pay, but she was an above threshold earner. What happened? This is going to be good. This is good.
People are going to think I'm devious now.
But dark arts of labor law. Tips and tricks.
And now we walked in there, the CCMA, and then the commissioner was like, yeah, no, let's talk about this. As people, let's resolve this. I'm like, yeah.
Because the employer fired the person.
No, it's fine, commissioner. We can resolve this. But by the minimal look of things, Commissioner, the CCMA doesn't have a jurisdiction here. The Commissioner looks at me like, so you don't want to pay this woman? I'm like, labor court. phone the company and tell them to pay this poor woman. And then
The company owes the leave.
we can separate in peace and everything. I'm like, labor court. The commissioner looked at me. He started smiling, and then he tells the ladies like, unfortunately, ma'am, he is right. The CCMA doesn't have jurisdiction. Now I have to keep the straight face now. Now I have to make a ruling that no, this matter now can only be resolved because you were earning, by that time of your termination of employment, you were earning above the threshold. So unfortunately, ma'am, he is right. If now I carry on with this, he's gonna object it because now he is within the law and the right. I'm like, but the things we do at the CCMA, no, but that's not me. That's just work. It's not
Don't lie to you, man. Just to explain quickly, when it comes to arbitration for, let's say as an example, a dismissal dispute, okay? The test that the commissioner must apply is the reasonable test. But when it comes to jurisdictional matters, it's not about reasonableness, it's about correctness. Either the CCMA has jurisdiction or they don't. So in this example now, the employee, look, obviously once again, from a relationship perspective, this employee was also quite devious. She started her own company, the exact same company as her employer, and start using company resources and traded against him. And she actually admitted this in writing when she was called out. She was put for a hearing and dismissed. So obviously there's bad blood between the employer and the employee, So they owe her leave. They just said, Sahat, I'm not going to pay you leave. And then we, what? Language. Well, that's PG-13, okay?
Yes.
I'm not going to pay a leave. So luckily there was a threshold thing and you went with your straight face and just labor court.
Yeah. No, I had to do it because...
So luckily we haven't heard from that again.
Yeah, no, we never heard from that.
But okay, so this week, again, I was involved with a Section 73A dispute. This is a supermarket and we're talking about, apparently the employee alleges that the employer owes him money. So he was retrenched with a few other people and then went to the CCMA. But now the thing is this, on that 711 form, the application form when you file a dispute to the CCMA, there's a space now. If you file a Section 73A dispute, there's a space where you must explain the detail. Now, what this employee did, now employees, okay? I want to appeal to you that when you file if you file a Section 73A dispute to the CCMA against your employer, put sufficient detail in there. Be precise, and if you can, add some documents as addendums. Why? Because you're hijacking the employer. How must he know what you're talking about? If you do what this person did, and you can look here, we'll show you an example of what this employee did in terms of his 711 form. He only wrote there overtime.
He was owed overtime.
He was owed overtime. Now, what does that mean? Was it now yesterday, last week, last month, last year? Because remember, when it comes to Section 73A disputes, there's no time lock. Like for dismissal dispute, you must refer a case within 30 days. I mean, you can argue about 3 years ago.
As long as you have detailed, proper information.
I shouldn't use 3 years because there's also the issue of prescription. So let's just say 2 years. If I owe you overtime for the last 2 years, you can file a dispute, but how must I prepare for the case? So I pitch up there at the CCMA, and you know what? It wasn't about overtime. It was about Sunday time. For the whole year.
Doesn't he think that Sunday time it's overtime?
But you see, and that's a sensitive thing you mentioned there now, because a lot of people don't differentiate between Sunday time, overtime, and public holidays. Yeah. They just call it overtime. But the law is very specific. So you need to apply your mind. Does the employer owe me public holidays, Sundays, or overtime? And then you be specific. Because now what happened there is, I just simply said, Madam Commissioner, in terms of this dispute, it's supposed to be overtime. I don't know what to prepare for. Okay, I did prepare for the last 3 months of his employment. In terms of his overtime, here it is, we don't owe him overtime. Oh no, but it's not overtime, it's Sunday time. I'm like, oh my goodness, and this is now for the last 12 months, like a year. There's actually more. It's since June 2022, it's like over a year now. But I just said, but listen, I need to go back to the office. We need to go prepare for this. So the matter got stood down until next week. So we have to go back there to argue this thing on arbitration.
What did you find out? What's interesting in this?
Now I'll talk about that now. But just in principle, you're wasting your own time if you are not specific. Okay? And there's a bit of a tip here too for those devious employers. No? If you owe your staff money, but you can see on the application form they were not specific. You can always go there and object and say, oh, I didn't know, and maybe get away with another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so this is now also interesting is because now I got the attendance register of this employee for the entire year. They've got the automated clocking system, so that's quite cool. And this attendance register does separate between normal time and public holiday time and Sunday and whatever. But the thing here is that, many companies, they use a professional payroll software program like VIP Payroll or Sage, whatever the case may be. But that system is not a legal requirement in terms of the basic conditions. Okay, the basic conditions only say that you need to provide the record of payment to the employee, okay, in writing. I suppose you can take a piece of toilet paper if you want to and write a person's salary
breakdown.
That will meet the legal requirements.
Yeah.
But the problem is you make mistakes if you use a manual system. So this employer uses an Excel spreadsheet and they work out manually. Okay. So when I went to see the breakdown, what they do is they give a pay slip which is generated on Excel, which got all the nominations like normal time and Sunday time, whatever, but they only pay basic.
Yeah. And then the others it's 0000.
All the others are 0000. Now the employee getting confused because you work in his mind, you work 30 Sundays.
Yeah.
But where's my pay? Then when I speak to the employer, no, it's included in the basic salary. So luckily when I went for the attendance, I can see there. Now they get paid per hour, you see. Yeah. So I can see there that the normal time, the Sunday time, everything is there. But now if you look at the total hours, it's 166 hours. And when you calculate what they should be paid, you know what I saw? This employer pays them for 195 hours, regardless
of how many hours they worked.
And they most of the time don't even work close to 195. They work much less.
168.
So the basic salary is inclusive of the Sundays and the public holidays. But they are paying the staff like 1,500 and 2,000 and too much per month.
Per month. And they employ a lot of people.
And they employ a lot of people. And then I asked them, why? Now listen, we can do your payroll for you on a professional service and you're not going to mess up with your money. And when you ask them, why don't we do your payroll? No, I don't think it's going to work. It's going to be too much. I'm like, okay, you probably overpay the staff by 100,000 Rand a month, but the 2,000-3,000 Rand a month you don't want to pay me. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
It's weird.
Anyway.
But why not? Why do you think not?
No, because I think people are scared of their jobs.
Yeah, the one doing the manual recon of the payroll, she's going to lose a job if I do it.
When we do it for them, because the owners or whoever is going to say, but what is your purpose there? Because we have someone doing what you do. But the problem is that in a cheaper manner.
I don't think the owner knows. He's overpaying by so much money.
Don't approach them. Save someone's job.
So please, if you are using a piece of toilet paper to do payroll, when it comes to legal compliance, if the Department of Labor inspector walks into your business and they want to know your overtime, your contracts and all these kind of things, your payroll system forms the basis of legal compliance because that's where you get all the information.
Yeah, everything is good.
So payroll systems are quite important. We can do your payroll for you. But anyway, Tsepo, that is it for today. Section 73A, be precise. And if you're an employer, Oh, I need to mention this.
Yes.
It's also about communication. Now the employer wants to know, why do they always go to the CCMA? It's because you... I almost said something PG rated now. It's because you're screwing up in your communication. You tell the staff in a staff meeting verbally, your Sundays are included in your basic pay. Do you understand? And you know that look, yes, I do. But you know what? They don't.
I don't know.
They don't understand. They will still go home with their pay slip. Hey, my Sundays is 0.
My public holidays is 0.
So it's not legally wrong to have everything included in the basic, even though you are at risk of making calculation errors. But it's better from a staff communication, let's avoid risk, minimize confusion perspective. It's better to put a proper breakdown there. So when I worked last Saturday or last Sunday, I can see, I worked last Sunday on my payslip. It's just better.
100%.
Table, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, enjoy.
Don't forget to like,
and
subscribe, comments, and there's also a few links that we put out. Did you say that? 6?
Yeah, in the description of your there in the YouTube video, you'll see there are links to 6 secrets how to win at the CCMA. One of those secrets can actually save you quite a lot of money, so it's free material. It's available. You're welcome just to download it there.
And that sample of 7-Eleven form is gonna be
uploaded. We're not gonna upload that, but you know, yeah, they have seen it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching.
Anyway, see you again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.